Hi, ho, everyone. Mr. Kaczynski here. Got the solutions to 4.1 practice your skills, getting started with functions here. All right, let's get right after it. We're going to use this table to code each word. So we've got the inputs, we're gonna give it output. So we're gonna take the word range and code it, okay? So it shouldn't be too tough for us here. Let's see, R, that is S right there, so code that as S. A, code that as B. N, we will code that as O. G gets coded as H. And E gets coded as F. So that's our answer, SBOHF. All right, erase that work there. And let's pick another color. And let's code domain. Domain, the opposite of range. Okay, so D goes with E. Excuse me, O and P. M to N. A to B. I to J. And N gets coded to O. E, P, N, B, J, O. All right, next up, how about table? Like as in this is a table. Okay, T is U, A is B, B is C, L, where are you, L? It's in alphabetical order, it shouldn't be that hard to find, is M, and E gets coded as F. So UBC, MF, UBC, MF. And last up, how about graph? So we're going to do H, R is S, A is B, P is Q, and H is I. There we go. HSBQI. All right, next up, use the grid at the right to decode each word. So now we're going to decode. Got to go in the opposite direction. All right, let's pick a color here. S. So it's been coded as S. So we're going to go here and then down. And we can see that that is the letter I that was originally. Then X. Working down, that's N. Z. It's coded as what? P. E. Coded as U. And D. Coded as T, so input, okay, input. The list of our inputs is our domain, okay, that makes sense. Let's get rid of all this stuff. All right, how about YED, ZED? Y, that is O, so it's going to be output. E is U. D is T. ZED we already know is PUT, so yeah, it's output. Next up, how about, wow, that's a long one, BOV. B is R. O is E. V is L. I know what this is going to be. K area K is A. D is T. S is I. It's going to end up being relationship. Relationship. Let's just cut the corner. I think you get the point. Relationship. All right, one more here. How about, let's get rid of all those lines. Bevo. B is R. E is, where are you? U. V is L. And O is going to be E, isn't it? Yeah, we already know. Well, do we? Yeah, E. So rule. All right. Next up, the title of the investigation is TFD SFU, blah, blah, blah. It's a one-letter shift code, so decode this, okay? So in other words, you know, T, if we shift it one letter, it would be S or U. I think it's, yeah, it was S. So it was shifted up one letter to T. So F was E. D is C. S was R. F is E. U is T, secret. D is C. I know it's going to be. P is O. E is D. F is E. And T is S. So secret codes. Secret codes. Write the rule or create a coding grid for the code. Well, we could do this a couple different ways. You know, we could write that Y equals whatever the input is plus 1. You know, there's one way to write a rules with an equation. If you assign every letter a number anyway. Or you could actually write it out. So we could type this in. We could say for each input letter, code as the next letter in the alphabet. Do that, or we can make a coding grid like we've got laid out over here, and that's not going to be too hard for us. I think I'll use a highlighter, might make it a little bit easier. So A gets coded as B, and B gets coded as C. So it's just going to look like this. With one little trick at the end, I got to make 26 of these boxes here. See, we run out of space there because Z actually gets coded as A. So I guess for this though, we'd have to say some kind of rule that any number over 20 or over 26, we'd have to subtract 26 from it. So if we put in 26 for Z, we'd get 26 plus 1, which is 27, but then we'd subtract 26. That would give us letter number 1 or A. All right. What are the possible input values of this coding grid here? All right, well, they're not all possible, but let's just type them out here as we go. So we're going to go a set here. I see A can be coded. I see B. C can be coded. D does not have anything above it. See there? D does not have anything above it. E does. F, no. G, yep. H, yeah. I, yep. J, no. K. Might have been easier to say the ones that aren't. L, yep. Oops, I thought I had caps lock on. H, I, J, K, L. It's just the ones that have blocks above them. So M, N, O, P, Q, no R, no S. Do we have T? No T. We do have U, V, no W, no X. We do have Y and Z. We'll close our set notation there. Those are the possible inputs. All right, what about outputs? So outputs are the things that we can end up with. So I see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so we got, how about we just say the entire alphabet. So all letters are possible outputs. Is this code a function? And we're going to explain why or why not. This is not a function because some letters, input letters, have more than one output letter. So for instance, which ones? So A is fine, B is not okay. Like B has, for instance, B can be coded as M or Z. All right, so that makes it not a function. Two letters can have the same output, and it could still be a function, but it's the fact that B can only be coded as one thing. Every input has to have exactly one output. All right, so that brings us to this last one. Describe the domain here. Well, I think I'll use a bit of a shortcut. I think the domain is the possible output, so I'm going to say 12 o'clock a.m., 1 o'clock a.m., 2 o'clock a.m., and we'll go dot, 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 all the way to 9 o'clock p.m., 10 o'clock p.m., and 11 o'clock p.m. All right, so those are all the possible inputs. That's called the domain. The range is all the possible outputs. So that would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0100 is the way we say that, 0200, 0300, and we'll go dot, 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 all the way up to 2100, 2200, and 2300. And I don't like that I left commas out of here, so I'm going to fix that. All right. And then, is this a function? Well, does every input have exactly one output? Well, if you disregard AM and PM, I would say that this is not a function because 12 o'clock could be coded as 0 or 12 o'clock could be coded as 1200. But I'm looking at that as 12 o'clock AM and this is 12 o'clock PM. So I am going to say that this does represent a function. Because each standard time can only be represented by 1 military time. Like I said, if you disregard AM, PM, maybe you could make an argument that it's not a function. All right, well, this should give us something to talk about in class. Hope this helped, and I'll see you soon.